Ian Forrester, Chief Executive of creative effectiveness platform DAIVID, also here in Cannes along with everyone else. Great to see you here. I've wanted to ask this for the longest time, but what does creative effectiveness mean in the age of AI, and how does DAIVID use it?
Well, essentially it means creating creative data at huge scale. So assessing creative using AI to understand if it's going to work or not, but it's really the scale that matters, because then you create a new data signal for the industry to tap into the other data signals, to blend it with other data and produce superb outcomes.
And you measure emotional responses in ads, and we're always seeing the great content you have, quite often around events that are just happening there, and then you're very responsive.
Yeah. Well, that's the AI. We can test literally within seconds, get a piece of creative, put it through the AI and predict the emotions it's going to evoke. So it's literally instantaneous.
I have to ask then, what are we going to see? Have you got any effectiveness AI stats coming out from Cannes this week?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's going to be a lot of inspiration, I would say, amusement, nostalgia. It's been like a really amazing week, honestly. It feels like Cannes is back. Like it's super busy, like all the restaurants are full. There's tons of great conversation. From our point of view, creative data is like top of the agenda for a lot of businesses that we're talking to. We're pushing on open doors left, right and centre. So yeah, it's been a great week.
We'll look forward to getting those in the coming days. How do emotional responses differ between markets and demographics? And how should creatives respond to that?
So it's interesting. Certain emotions travel well across borders. So
like what? Yeah.
So for instance, you've got if you show most people around the world a picture of a puppy, they're going to feel warmth, right? If you show them a really beautiful starscape, they'll feel intense awe or wonder, right? But certain emotions like amusement, nostalgia are very culturally specific. So, you know, depending on the emotion that you're going for, like there's more or less cultural tweaking which needs to be made for the creative team.
Okay, so I wonder what the Scottish one is. I might ask you that later. What's the most exciting things that you're working on right now after this week is finished? What are we going to be seeing coming next from DAIVID?
Well, big focus is the integration of creative data with partners, like literally getting this data signal out into the market. This is what we've been talking about all week with these guys, and there's just tons of interest from all different corners of the industry. MMM businesses, SSPs, brands, agencies, like everyone can use this data signal in slightly different ways. So our job is to get that data signal out, get it out into the universe and have other people use it in interesting ways.
So that's some of the stuff you've been talking about this week. What else have you been discussing? Is there anything that's surprised you or piqued your interest that you weren't expecting before you came?
Good question. I don't know, not necessarily. Like, you know, a lot of the same old conversations with guys I've known for years and years. But I guess I've been quite surprised by the fact that it's so buoyant. You know, like there's a lot of stuff going on in the world which, you know, might suggest that this place might have been a little bit more subdued this week, but I haven't felt that at all, honestly. It feels like Cannes is back.
Well, Cannes back, but also it's just almost over, and then we're getting into the summer of the usual highlights and events, the sporting season commencing. Is there something you guys deliver on, an emotional response statistic that surprised you the most, or that you love the most, or you're always keen to follow the most? We've got things like Wimbledon coming up, haven't we? And
what, with respect to sporting events?
Any kind of event, not just sport. That you guys kind of do the stats on.
I mean, that's a great question. No, I mean, I haven't seen any data that we've produced around like a sporting event in particular. I mean, we did some work around the women's football, you know, last year. That was really interesting. The level of excitement that was evoking, inspiration, pride. You know, it's really just indicative of the fact that women's football is a huge thing now, and it's very much here to stay, and was evoking similar kind of emotions to the men's, you know, if not stronger in certain cases, particularly with certain audiences, young females, obviously. So yeah.